Let's talk about some city building games. What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to take a closer look at the Era Medieval Age, a city building game that looked like it was made for kids but is actually for adults. So let's get down to the table and let me show you what's inside this box. Okay, so let's check it out. First of all, we have a little bit of rules. Nothing much, basically explains this part over here how the dice work, and this is the solo play. So these are like all the rules. What is it? 9 pages of rules. Super easy game to learn. Then each player will get some bags that you don't need. Each player will get one of these shields because you will be rolling dice behind the shield. And over here it's explained every building, how what the footprint of the building is, how many resources it costs, and what does it do when you buy it. And over here you can see when the disaster happens, when you roll these bad stuff on your dice, what will happen sometimes to other players. Then you get a sticker sheet because lots of people, players, however you want to call them, were saying that this was not good because it doesn't look good. You don't see clearly what information which of these over here does. To me, it's not that unclear, but I will most definitely repaint some of these because this one explains you that you have the culture and you are here putting the pins, trying to marking the how many resources you have. Over here is the round sequence, and here you get some positive and negative points that you will track while the game lasts. And over here you will be building those buildings. These we will go through them really soon, and each player gets one of these. So yeah, so you get the sticker sheets, but I really don't like sticker sheets, so I'm gonna do my own thing with those because I have some painting skills with me. Then you have a score sheet. It looks like super elaborate thing, but it really isn't. And yeah, that's like some sheets you get over here. And then we get to the main stuff, and that is the buildings itself. So they come in 2 layers, basically. So you have lots of different buildings, and you will be putting these are like bad stuff that can happen to you. You can put them on a board. Now you cannot build here anymore, and these are not negative, not positive points, but they just ban you from building. And as you are buying your buildings, you are going to build them. You see they have little pegs and all that. So you will be building them in your city like so, and putting them together. You will of course watch, because some of these buildings you want to have next to each other. If you have hospital, you want buildings next to it, because when disaster happens, that might save you. So you get all kinds of different buildings. You get like lumber mills that bring you lumber. You get these farms that bring you some food. And over here you have lots of walls and these keeps that you start with one at the beginning of the game, and few walls and all that. And you get a bunch of dice. These are the main drive of the game, custom dice. So you will be rolling these. You get some at the start of the game because you start with some basic buildings, and then you will be rolling these dice, and depending what you get on them, you will get resources. You will get to build some things. If you throw the hammer, if you have some swords, you can attack each other and extort some resources, or if you have some shields, you can defend against one another. And there's lots of buildings, but basically from all the colors there's 2 different buildings. In the gray part you have either walls or this keep. Over here you have like this, I forgot the names of all the buildings. Let me just quickly remind myself. Okay, so you have a university or lumber mill, and over here you have like these big farms, or these small are called longhouses. So you have the farms or the small longhouses. And then you have blue type of buildings. 2 of these. This is a townhouse that will give you some blue dice, which are super cool. And then you have this one, guild hall, and usually the bigger version of the building in the color. For example, the blue one or the brown one. This one, they are for end game scoring. They will bring you points on the end of the game, and these will bring you some stuff while you are playing the game. And in the white you have like this huge cathedral church. This is cathedral, and this is like church that will give you a white dice. And then you have like hospital, and this small these are this market. Actually, the bigger one is regular, and this is one for the end game scoring and all that thing. So you get all these buildings, you get all these dice that you will be throwing behind the shield, and like in every game, you throw it 3 times and then decide what you want to keep. Except when you are rolling dice and you get this skull mark, you have to keep this die. You cannot re-roll it anymore, unless you get this die with the feather. Then you can. I don't want to go through all the rules. And over here, you just get some of these plastic pegs so you can track how many resources you have, and these are just used so you can track where the game is end. In a 4-player game, when 5 stacks of different buildings is depleted, when five different buildings can no longer be purchased, then the game is over. And that is everything that comes in an era medieval age. Okay, so that was era medieval age, and I say this a lot, but I'm a huge fan of city building games. I think everyone by now know this on this channel, so there was really no doubt when I saw this game that I want to have it, I want to play it, I want to review it, and I'm glad that I was not disappointed by it. Era for me is a beautiful city building game. It looks like, in essence, it looks like an overproduced roll and write. But for some of the mechanics, you cannot have the roll and write edition of this. I mean, you could probably with some erase boards and everything, but in essence, I really like that they did what they did, because this game plays phenomenal. It's really interesting, it's really great, really dynamic, playing with 4 players at least. I enjoyed every aspect of it, from city building game to dice rolling. Basically, in this game, you are rolling dice behind your screen, and then some faces you cannot reroll, so you have to pay some consequences. Maybe if there's some disease happening, or pillages, or whatever it is that it happens, bad stuff. Sometimes bad stuff happens to others, not to you, so it's kind of cool. But there is a chance that you can reroll some of these, so that's really cool also. But yeah, you are basically rolling behind your screen, and then you reveal and do all kinds of different actions. You collect resources, you build different structures in your city, and you extort resources from other players at the end of each round, which is super awesome, because it sounds like it's a mean game and everything, but it really isn't. It's really not that mean. Mostly you just take from 1 or 2 players, few of them, because some players can take from another but cannot take from you, depending about swords and shields that you have to defend your castle and stuff like that. But seeing that city coming to life on your pegboard and pegging those buildings that you saw, and trying to wall them because they will bring you some extra points that way, it is just super fun, super phenomenal, easy game to teach. I can teach this to probably everybody, and it is dice rolling. It has everything I would look for in a city building game. It has everything I like. I like dice city. I like city building. I like dice rolling. So it is like a dream come true for me. I really, not really, I adore this game. This game is so awesome that I definitely recommend you to check this one out if you like these types of game as I do. So yeah, that's everything I have to tell you for about the era medieval age. Definitely check this one out, and if you still didn't hit the subscribe button, because once we reach 1000 subscribers we are going to have a huge massive giveaway. This game won't be a part of it, but there's like 25 prizes so far or something, and we are like 130, 150, maybe 60, I don't know how much subscribers away from 1000. And yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Also check out my Patreon. There's some cool dice over there, so some tiny exclusive content so far, but more to come on the Patreon. And yeah, that is that. Thank you for watching, and until next time, pozdrav. I say this like in every second video, but I'm a huge fan of city building games, so okay, so that was Era, a medieval. This video was brought to you by philibertnet.com, the game in all its takes.